Alright, I'm back again. It's Sid from Thinkific and I'm talking to you about guest posting. In the previous video, I showed you, or I'll explain what guest posting was, why you needed to guest post more, and I showed you how to find blogs for you to actually go and guest post on and prioritize them based on the traffic rank. Once you have this Excel spreadsheet with all the blogs that you want to be on and ranked by traffic, you actually need to reach out to them, right? You need to contact the blog owner, introduce yourself, and then ask if you can post on their blog. And so there's an art to do that. There's a way to email these people, get their attention, and get them to accept your pitch. And of course, there's a good way to do it, which I'm going to talk to you about. And there's a bad way to do it, and no one's ever going to respond to your bad way. In fact, they'll probably screenshot it and then share it around with their friends and laugh at you. So don't do the bad way. I'll give you an example of that. That's something you can avoid. But first, how do you create a good pitch? Step one is to keep it personal. You're dealing with another human being. You're not dealing with a robot. You're not dealing with faceless corporation. It's human to human. Reach out with a nice, warm, friendly, personal tone. For example, if you wanted to write on the Thinkific blog, my name is Sid, and it's written on the blog, then you just reach out to me and say, hey Sid, that's a good start. I want you to show me that you've read my blog. I want you to show me that you've done the research, and this is not just a random mass email pitch that you're just sending out to everyone on your list. Say something like, I've been reading your blog for a few weeks, a few months. I love the content that you've been putting out. Maybe even mention a blog post that you read recently that you really liked, and you could even make a counterpoint or agree with what I was saying in the blog post. Just something to show me that you've done your research, that you know exactly what my blog is about, so that I can trust you to write decent content for my readers. You need to suggest a couple of topics that you want to write about on my blog. Don't make me as a blog owner do all the work. When you're pitching to someone, you want to come up with ideas proactively so that all they have to do is say yes or no, and it makes it super easy for them to respond to you and let you write on their blog. Also add some social proof. Now, if you're just starting out, it may be difficult for you to get this, so this is kind of optional. But you know what? If you have testimonials from clients, or if you've been mentioned somewhere, or if you've written somewhere else, just mention that in your email. Show the blog owner that you're legitimate person, that you've actually done some good work before, and prove to them that you will write good blog posts on their website. And finally, just keep that email short and sweet. I know I've mentioned a bunch of different things for you to include, but I'll show you an example of how you can actually mention all this stuff in a very short and sweet email, so that it takes the blog reader just less than a minute to actually read the whole thing and then respond to you. So this is a real pitch that I've received from people to guest post on our blog, and I'm just going to read it out to you, and you can tell me, you can comment in the video below and tell me whether you think this is a bad one or a good one and why. Starts out saying, dear site owner, I want to know, do you offer guest posts on your website? Can you please tell me discounted price? I will provide you very high quality and 100% unique article. Looking for your reply. So clearly there's a lot of things wrong with this pitch, apart from the fact that the grammar is horrendous. It's starting off with dear site owner, so clearly this person hasn't read the blog, hasn't seen my name or my face all over the blog. I want to know, do you offer guest posts on your website? So this person is starting off by asking if I actually offer guest posts, allow people to guest post on the website, when clearly there are guest post guidelines in the blog. So again, no research, doesn't even know if I offer guest posts. And can you please tell me discounted price? So I'm not quite sure what this person means by it. I assume that they think that I accept money for people to post on the blog, which I don't, and it's bad practice. Again, very, very shady, obviously. I will provide you very high quality and 100% unique article. Again, clearly this person doesn't know what they're talking about, and closes up with looking for your reply. I'm not actually going to reply to this. I'm just going to go straight to spam. For a good example, this is one that I use personally, and it gets me close to 100% response rate. Actually, it gets me 100% response rate, and then whether they like my blog post ideas, it depends. So, hi John. I'm starting off with the blog owner's name, reaching out, very personal. Sid here, creator of Content Right, an online course for content creators. So it's a quick one line, one sentence just to explain who I am. And then I go on to say, I recently read your post on freelance blogging and I loved it. I have a couple of topic ideas to take it further. And then I list 2 ideas that I want to actually guest post with on his blog. Again, I show that I've done my research, I've read this person's blog, and I actually have ideas that I want to contribute to. And then I conclude by saying, I'd love to guest post on one of these topics. I've written for sites like Forbes, so I'm throwing a bit of social proof there. Let me know if you want to see a draft. So all this person has to do is, oh, okay, written on Forbes, got some good ideas, clearly knows what I write about. Do I want to see a draft? Yes or no? That's it, right? So it's very simple and easy for this person to read my email. It takes less than a minute and then a couple of seconds to hit reply. And that's it, right? I've got myself on this blog. There's an example of a good versus bad email. You can just use my template if you want to. Here's a screenshot of it. Once you have that list, start reaching out to these people, do your research. Don't forget, read your blog, actually go in, read the blog posts, read some of the stuff that they've written, come up with some really good topic and unique ideas for their blogs, and then pitch them. Now that you've sent out your pitches and you've got some responses back from these blog editors, it's time for you to actually write those blog posts for them. So first up, again, as I said earlier, do your research. Understand the audience that you're writing for. And each blog has a different audience. So try and understand what kind of articles those readers would like to see, and then write to that audience. When you create a post, and I can't go into everything about how to write a good blog post, but here are some guidelines for you to remember when you're writing your next guest post. Make sure that you have compelling headlines and subheads because people like to scan through blogs. Make sure you have short paragraphs, just so that it doesn't look like a wall of text. In fact, add some images, add data, statistics, graphs if you can, or if it's required for your blog post, just to break up the flow, make it nice and visually appealing to people. And be conversational when you're writing your blog posts. Don't make it too formal or too robotic or corporate. Be conversational and tell a story through your post. And whatever happens, don't add fluff. Don't try to pad it up with a lot of unnecessary detail and make it long just to fill in the words. Do not pitch yourself. Don't spam the article with links to your website. There is a section for you to do this, and that will come at the end of your guest post, where you can have like an author section. It will have your image, your name, and a little brief bio about you, and you can add your link to your website there. So don't use your guest post as a means to pitch yourself. Just focus on providing real value to the audience. And if you do that, they're going to love it, they're going to love you, and they're going to actually want to find out who you are, and they'll click on that little link in your bio to come back to your site. Once you've got your blog post published, thank the blog post owner, thank the blog owner, share the article around, and keep that relationship going. I mentioned in the previous video that one of the benefits of guest blogging is relationship building. So keep the relationship going with this blog owner, and next time maybe he might want to guest post on your blog when your blog becomes big. So start reaching out to all the blog owners here, start pitching them, write some amazing content for their blogs. And if you need more help, we actually cover this in detail in our 30 in 30 program on Thinkific. So come check out Thinkific in the links below. You'll find the 30 in 30 program there. If you're a customer of Thinkific, you get it for free. And then you can actually go through this entire process and start attracting a lot more traffic to your website.